This production has been authorized, vetted, evaluated, and approved for your consumption by Wild LLC. You're welcome.
Let me pose a question to both you and Weber, Ralph. If they were to make a He-Man live-action movie, who would you pick to lead as He-Man?
Who would I pick?
Arnold.
That's not a bad pick. That's not
Get
a bad
Arnold
pick.
out of retirement.
That's not a bad pick.
I don't know. That's oh boy, that's a tough one. I mean, you need somebody. You need somebody that's.
You need someone that has the really good blonde hair. I don't think Arnold could pull that off.
Well, there's.
I don't know if the wig would pull it off. I mean, obviously him as Conan was different, but like.
See, I honestly think because have you seen the commercial where they and I forget what it's for, but they de-aged Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah.
I feel like he needs another shot at this.
Right.
Like I feel like he got the bone job in the first movie because it was just. I mean, it just terrible in ways that I can't describe. Like it just the only cool thing about the original Masters of the Universe movie was Skeletor at the end when he super powers up and he's like the golden version of Skeletor.
Right.
Like that stuff that Skeletor was really good. Beyond that, could probably throw out most of. Although that is technically, I guess, considered canon because in the next season of the Netflix show in the trailer, they actually show Gweldor from the movie, the little guy with the key.
Yeah.
So he's in that trailer. So I guess that's considered canon. But I don't know who could play He-Man. Again, it would have to be like a Chris Evans situation from Captain America, where when they did like the very puny version of Chris Evans before he gets the super soldier serum, because you got to have somebody that can play Adam and He-Man. So it'd have to be a situation like that. But yeah, even like that'd be great, like a Chris Evans or I don't know. Chris Hemsworth. I don't know. There's so many different, like it's such a hard role to cast.
Yeah.
I know that they
role to cast.
I'm pretty sure they cast somebody that I've never even really heard of. So I don't know.
Oh, are they actually making a He-Man movie?
It's back on. Yeah.
Oh,
they were gonna do one before. I think it was gonna be on Netflix before they did all this other stuff because they have two He-Man cartoons on there right now. One that's the Kevin Smith one, and then they have the other one which is more geared towards like children today instead of gearing it towards like the people that watch the 80s series. But that one's really off the rails too. I had a hard time watching that one because it gets weird. It's got like you can tell it's definitely made to sell toy lines because it's got like everybody getting like weird power-ups and I don't know. I had a hard time watching
like you said toilets, not
toilets.
Toilets.
Yes, toilets. Yes.
We're selling toilets.
I was like, wait. I know he said toys, but I'm so totally distracted by thinking.
No, he definitely said toys.
Yes. So you want to get the new line of the Masters of the Universe toilets. I will say that if you're buying them, the two that are probably the best selling toilets right now are the Beast Man toilet and the Moss Man toilet.
Yep.
Those are the two best selling lines.
Makes a lot of sense.
The Stinkor toilet is limited edition, so get it now while you can.
Stinkor, that's great. I love that.
This is going to make a great clip. All right, so let's talk about Bobby Buffet. Let's get a little into
let's get down to it.
Character here. We've got
tacks.
Feast Mode. We've got Top of the Food Chain.
Oh yeah.
We've got Eat, Defeat, Repeat.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Hungry.
Oh yeah.
We've got the All Hungry Bobby Buffet. So what has inspired you
the best
to create this character, the All Hungry Bobby Buffet? Let's just get right into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's inspired by me 100%. First of all, as you can tell, I'm a bigger guy. Like I like to eat. I'm with you.
This is
very true. You know what I'm saying?
Same. Yeah. Food is life.
There are not many more than me being in the kitchen or what I'm saying, me trying some real good food.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely an emotion enhancer.
Can of cocoa butter. And I put it on, but I put it on like when I put it on, I'm like, I don't.
Right.
So I try to hype myself up, and I'm like, "Come on, baby! Like we gotta hit this. Every single move gotta be clean." And every time I'm about to hit the entrance or whatever, Van Halen starts playing in my head for some odd reason.
Well, what is going on?
What's up?
What in the hell is happening?
I don't know, man. What's happening?
Good
What's
Lord, we are back.
We're
Holy
back together.
shit, it's been a while. Good God
it's been a long
almighty.
time. It's been a long time.
Life
been a
has
minute.
been happening, but here
Life's
we
been
are
lifing.
for another fantastic edition of Chillin' with the OC.
Life be lifing.
As always, I'm your host, King Ralph, and I am joined by my fantastic co-host who has been holding it down, doing a little solo chilling for a while there, but he's been holding it down. It's the one, the only. It's Parmesan. What's going on, buddy?
What up?
Oh boy,
Another Monday in the books. We're another
2 hours,
another stacked 2 hours.
2 hours of wrestling. Let's do a quick little rundown here before we get going.
Hours, man.
We're gonna start off with the Raw rundown.
Yeah.
So looking at Raw tonight, so far we know that Seth Rollins is going to be in the house.
Yeah.
We don't know what Seth Rollins is going to do, but Seth Rollins is going to be in the house. Obviously, got his issues with Bronson Reed that continue to
They brawled
happen.
all over the place last week.
Yes.
Backstage, front stage, side stage, what stage, whose stage.
And I'll tell you what, when Bronson Reed dove onto the announce table and Seth moved out of the way and that thing exploded, that was ridiculous.
Exploded.
So that's number one. We've also got a mystery matchup tonight.
A former world champions, and it comes.
Yeah, Dirty Dom's going to be taking on
world champion,
a former world champion.
That's all we know.
This match has got a lot of high stakes here because we're going to find out if Dom deserves a chance at the gold or not. We're going to see what happens.
I know, right?
So we've got some grudge matches going on tonight. We've got a huge match here.
Number one contender spot for the tag titles.
Indeed, this is a big one because we've been seeing a lot of stuff going on with the tag titles on both shows. Obviously, the winners of the number one contendership over on SmackDown got themselves a tag title shot and took the titles immediately. So we don't exactly know what could happen here, but it's important. The number one contendership. I mean, after what we saw on Friday, it's very possible that whoever wins this could take the Raw tag titles from the Judgment Day. But we've got the Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee representing the LWO. Yep. Got Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day, which have not been necessarily on the same page of late. So
very up and down. Very up.
So we don't know what's going to happen there. And of course, we've got the War Raiders who have just come back.
War Raiders.
I got to tell you, man.
Their name back.
Listen,
back.
Ivar's looking good. Like
they're
as if Ivar wasn't
wasn't
crazy
enough
before. Yeah. Check him out now.
I can't wait. I hope this is finally their time.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for it to be their time since their first main roster debut.
Indeed.
I've loved them in NXT. I loved them when they were War Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. So it's exciting to see them back in the tag team ranks. And I got to say, it looks like they've really been WWE's really been putting a focus lately on tag teams. So I'm excited for that.
Which is cool because Vince hated tag teams. So now in this instance, there's no hate anymore.
So here's a big match.
Yes.
We've got Zelina Vega of the LWO taking on Ivy Nile of American Made. And it's about time we get to see some of these women get in the ring and battle it out. However, I'm interested to see what happens here because as we remember last week, the Wyatt 6 came out and Nikki Cross finally got some real interaction here. So I'd be interested to see what happens, because I feel like you have these three groups, the LWO, American Made, Wyatt Six, and we have not seen a ton of action from the women yet from these groups. Like we don't, Zelina Vega had that whole run, but since then everything's kind of like shut down. So we haven't seen much from her lately. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes, what kind of involvement the Wyatt Six has. It looks like the Wyatt Six might be making their way towards the final testament.
I would say they are going after that, and I remember seeing that last week, and I was super excited. But then I immediately got just a little bit sad because it's more of a burial of the final testament. Because
it's partly a burial of the final testament.
This feud.
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I think is really important about this. So I feel like last week was kind of them writing out like Paul Ellering out of
absolutely.
But for me, that's a step in the right direction. And not only is that a step in the right direction, that's a step in legitimizing the final testament, because he hadn't really done anything for the group. And
he was just standing there half the time.
And to be completely honest, like they were trying to have him with the AOP, because they were trying to make AOP seem like another Legion of Doom and all this stuff. And it never quite fit, and he's never really done anything for the New Testament. So
he's just kind of, like I say, he's just kind of been there.
I think this could be the start of, and I think putting the Miz with the final testament the way they are, I think this could be a real legitimacy for the final testament, because up to this point it has been a disaster and
pretty bad.
And we need to see Scarlett wrestling soon, that's for sure too. Because she's talented. All right, last but not least, we've got the fallout from Braun Breaker winning back the Intercontinental title from main event Jey Uso.
I feel like we have been calling this for months about how they were going to use Jey Uso and the IC belt.
Yes.
And lo and behold, it has been curtain fodder to get Jay to go back into with the bloodline, and it's working because we've been calling it for months.
I don't think it's working. I think they have, and I'll tell you this much: I'm okay. I was not okay at all whatsoever with the Jey Uso Intercontinental title reign, because I don't think it did. Number one, I don't think it did anything for Jey Uso, and number two, I think this has only done things to make Braun Breaker look bad. However, I have new thoughts on it, and I'll bring those up during one of our commercial breaks. I'll bring up my thoughts on what's going on there, because I have entirely new feelings about it, and I'm actually okay with the Intercontinental title reign, because I don't think the Intercontinental title reign had anything to do with the Intercontinental title, Braun Breaker, any of that. I think it had something to do completely else with something else. However, I'm not going to say what that is yet. I have, but I will. When we talk about that during a commercial break, I'll bring it up, and because I do think there was a plan there, and I think we may begin to see the roots of that plan, but we'll see. Overall, I've not been thrilled with it, but I was against it to begin with. However, now I think I'm okay with it.
You want me to run down the Crown Jewel card so far?
Yeah, let's run that down quick, because we got a couple minutes there before Raw starts.
A couple minutes, and they've added a bunch more stuff before this Saturday. Bunch more stuff. For instance, this smorgasbord of a women's tag team title match. You got Jade and Bianca. You got Lash Legend, and I can't ever think of her freaking
Jakara.
name.
Something. Jakara.
Yeah. Sane and Io Sky and Niven and Chelsea Green in a four-way tag team title match.
Yes.
Holy crap. I don't even remember how it started or where it came from, but it's here. Cool. Yay for females in Saudi Arabia again, I guess. Then we have the triple threat match for the god-awful 10,000th, 8,000th time.
I'm so sick of this.
I'm sorry I'm over this match. I'm over it. Guys, look at me. I'm over it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm over it.
Right.
It's LA Knight versus Andrade versus Hayes for the U.S. Championship. I've been over this Game 7 series since Game 2.
It is the Who Cares Championship.
It's the Who Cares match.
We're done. All right, moving on.
But then we have Randy Orton has been confirmed facing Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens feels betrayed by Orton for taking Cody's side. Owen
Yeah.
just loves losing his mind, and I'm loving it.
Yep.
We also have another big man, small guy match, so to speak, with Seth Rollins facing Big Bronson Reed. I think this should be Bronson's time. I don't think Rollins necessarily needs this win.
I think so.
Give this win to Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
And the last two matches are, of course, the champion versus champion, who cares belt, crown jewel title matches, which I don't need to say.
All I know is that title is freaking huge. That title is
huge,
gigantic.
but
if you watched last week, when
but it's gaudy.
when Cody and Gunther were in the ring and Gunther was holding his title. No, I mean I kind of like it. I don't really think it's that bad. And it's pretty much just going to be a crown jewel thing. Like Saudi's kind of making their own titles, and you know what I mean? It's like like the greatest world ever.
The way they announced it was it will literally be defended once a year.
Yeah. So
it's a once a year belt.
I'm okay with it as long as Gunther wins.
Right.
All right. So there we see on Raw, they're bringing in the title again. We don't need to keep seeing this.
Plus, the way they carry it, it looks like a body, not a belt.
Yeah, I don't.
They don't carry it well. They don't carry it well.
We see the Judgment Day coming in. Former world champ. Any guesses on who it's going to be?
I feel like it should be a bigger surprise, but I feel like it's going to be a swerve.
So I think the two most legitimate options, the two most realistic options, are either Damian Priest or Finn Balor.
Oh,
I could see Finn Balor because Finn's not happy with them. However,
that is
my
the most
surprise
outfit I've ever seen Rollins wear.
My surprise pick. My surprise pick is Kurt Angle.
Oh shit!
It's in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So if you're going to bring somebody in, it's Pennsylvania. It's got to be. I feel like it's got to be somebody from Pennsylvania. So
if it's Kurt Angle, I would have. Dude, one pig's fly. Johnny, I don't get it either. What's up? I don't get the crown jewel title. I think just Saudi wants more money, so they want a belt. So they gave him more money. Now they have a belt.
So I feel
every minute of every day.
I feel like all these recaps they keep doing are completely unnecessary.
Yeah, this is a lot of recap for the first start of the show.
Well, on Friday Night SmackDown, they did a recap of the past Monday night and the past Friday night before they got to the end of the show. So it's like
right.
I don't know. I wanted, if you've only got 2 hours, put 2 hours of wrestling on. Don't
right.
Like I don't need the recap.
We don't need a recap.
No, I really don't.
No.
I think I'm good. Saturday's show, by the way, is a stacked show. There's a lot of matches.
There's a lot happening. A lot going on.
It's gonna be really interesting to see. I think. I don't think necessarily anything huge is going to happen. I just hope that Bianca and Jade don't get out of Saudi with the titles.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
Some way.
More recaps. More recapping.
Let's just have this 2 hours of recap. We can just call it a day.
Yeah. Monday night recap.
Monday night recap. Right. One thing's for sure, though, at least now you know, at least from the last few weeks, that the draft has been officially dead, because now they're like carrying over different things through each show, which I sort of miss a little bit. I used to love watching Raw and then have to watch SmackDown and then have to watch Raw, not wait a whole week to watch Raw and a whole week to watch SmackDown.
Yeah.
For the most part, it seems like it's still a draft, but there's so many people crossing over. It's like there's no more draft. It's been thrown out.
Well, I don't know. And the problem is I will not concede to that until there's only one world champion. Until there's only one, because I feel like there's at this point, like, yes, people are crossing over, but most of it has to do with like the bloodline crossing over. And we still haven't seen, like, there were hints that the Wyatt Six were going to show up on SmackDown, and we really haven't seen that yet. So
Right.
I'm just, until they actually have one world champion, I cannot declare that the draft is dead. I think that this multiple world champion stuff is just I don't like it. It's interesting to me now because I feel like the whole time Roman was champion, that his title was considered the number one title. Like the Raw title was just like,
like the title, but
the
now
side
it seems
note,
like
yeah. But now it's switched, yeah. Because honestly, Gunther's reign has been better than Cody's because at least Gunther's been having matches. Cody keeps having these pay-per-views where he's not defending the title.
Right. Well, I feel like they've done that a lot with just that belt in general. Like that belt is more or less a belt and not as much defended as the other belt is.
And think about, Cody hasn't, even the world title matches Cody has had have not been super high profile. AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, like they have not been as high profile as they probably should have been. And Cody has so many built-in storylines with people where they could be doing huge matches. They could be doing him and Randy Orton. Like that turn's going to be crazy when that happens. Cause
I can't wait for that to happen. Yeah.
I did like, I caught Friday Night SmackDown a little bit, and I did enjoy when Cody was talking about his family and drama, and he's like, "Have you seen my brother?"
Right,
like,
right.
That
yeah,
was great.
I heard that. I was like, "Hey, get a little reference there."
And I did enjoy when Solo said that the Motor City Machine Guns were trying to make an impact for themselves.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like,
that was great.
I was like,
that was
good little singer. Good little singer.
Yeah, SmackDown had some really good moments. I don't think we need this 10-minute entrance for Jey Uso, especially since he doesn't have the Intercontinental title anymore. Like,
now
you only have 2 hours. Does anybody understand that on this show? Like, it's not a 3-hour show anymore. You can't piss away time.
I know we're on Raw, but really it's me and the bro for SmackDown. But what do you think? Them giving the Motor City Machine Guns belt was too soon, or do you think that felt right?
No, I think it was a smart move. Number one, the Bloodline was not defending the titles as much as they should have been, partly because I believe with Tonga Loa there is a bit of an injury issue where some of his availability in the ring and physically was kind of capped. So I don't think they could really have the full title reign they needed to have.
Right.
But I don't see how, because think about how many tag matches. Now, granted, we know everything we know about both of those teams coming off the Indies, the Guerrillas of Destiny, Motor City Machine Guns. We know everything. However, in the realm of WWE, everybody's like, oh, well, it's only their third match. It's too soon. Well, how many tag matches have Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa had? Not many.
Right.
They won the titles, and now they dropped them. It makes sense to have them drop them to the Machine Guns. It puts legitimacy to everything the Machine Guns have done previous to WWE, which WWE is free to talk about, free to discuss their indie run, their TNA run. I mean, everything that they've done. They even brought up how these guys had history from New Japan. So we know everything we know about the Motor City Machine Guns, and I think it makes sense for them to have a quick ascension.
Right. Now, do you see them holding it for quite some time now, or do you see them dropping it fast?
I think they're going to hold it for a while because I think they're going to use them as sort of the building block for the rest of the tag team division. Like, things are going to get really serious now, and I think that's what they're trying to do on Raw as well, getting the titles off of the Judgment Day, putting them on someone else. I hope it's the War Raiders. I really do.
Me too. They deserve it and then some. Yes, I just so happy when they teased Viking and then it changed it to War. I'm like, I popped.
Yeah, that was cool.
I popped when it was like Viking. I'm like, oh yeah, War Raiders.
Well, I looked up all those I looked up all those symbols and everything online, and I saw that it spelled out war. So I was like, that's good. At least they're
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But the Viking thing was all Vince though, because Vince thought they needed to be Vikings.
Yeah, it was,
like remember when they were the Viking Experience when they first showed up?
I was literally just watching a video. I think Ivar was. Wait,
who's coming?
I'm a little bit behind you, but I know who's going to be. Again, this is going to be more of the hashing out because I think they're building towards obviously War Games, Bloodline versus OG Bloodline, and
let me know when Jimmy starts walking up the stairs, the ring stairs.
Walking up the stairs. Okay.
Yeah, let me know.
Hang
then
on.
We'll kind of be synced here.
And stairs.
Gotcha. And the other thing about this too is that we look at the bloodline, and we look at what the bloodline was, and we look at what the bloodline is now. And as much as I hate to say it, like Tama Tonga and Tongaloa are no Jimmy and Jey Uso.
Oh no. But that's why it's funny to me that they've already filed to trademark the OG bloodline, because that's what what they're gonna call Jimmy Uso, Jay, and Reigns, the OG bloodline. My only question is, do they have Sammy be the fourth guy, or do they have somebody else entirely?
Oh, I think somebody else entirely. I don't think any. I think it's got to be somebody else. It's got to be somebody in the family. They need to get back to the Usos, if only to get rid of this Yeet nonsense. Get rid of the merch. He needs to start wearing like the Uso gear again.
We got the ones even.
Oh, whoa. Fighting words. Fighting words.
He makes a good point.
He does. He's making valid points.
Guess what though? They know what's now. It's confused now. They know you Jimmy now. They know what Jay now. They know you at no D now. They know me at C now. Watch this. Hey, I'm a king, intercontinental champion.
For 20 some days.
Yeah, for like 25, whatever. A month. Less than a month.
Of course, the other bad thing about last week was that it made Braun Breaker look like he couldn't win the title back without the Bloodline's help.
I can see that point.
But none of the titles top being your twin brother.
Oh, adorable.
Whoa, hold up, bro. Hold
up.
He
ain't done yet. You gotta wait.
What I'm telling you is, this go around, if we do this, we ain't nobody's do boys, all right? We ain't nobody's side piece. Ain't no yes, man. We grown, man.
Speak the truth. Speak your truth.
He's a grown man. He needs to start dressing like a grown man.
All right. Well, I guess the Usos are back.
Yeah, but where's Roman in all this? Roman needs to come out right now.
Right now.
Well, he does, because he was standing on the entrance on Friday looking like, somebody just ate the last pancake.
Watch him walk out and just do the same stare and then leave. Squash this beef.
Yeah.
Squash it.
Squash the beef like a smash burger.
Dude, smash burgers. I love smash burgers. It's like changed my life. You don't know. I used to love burgers, but smash burgers are my jam, dude. Nice double smash burger. Oh, bro. Count me in. Oh, bloodline. Oh, chaos. Where's Reigns now? Where's Reigns now? Or is it Cody who saves him? Or is it Cody and Orton, and then Owens gets pissed again because you guys aren't on my side.
There's nobody coming to make the save.
No one's coming. No one cares. No one's feeling oozy tonight.
I don't want to get you too excited, but I heard something today, and I'm very surprised, but it could happen. You know who could be the world champion that Dom's facing tonight?
Who?
It could be Kane. Because
What?
we're looking at the 10th anniversary of See No Evil 2. So like it could be Kane. You don't.
That's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be Kane. Yo, no
If
lie,
he comes
though.
back, he needs to
No
come back
lie
with the
though.
cape.
If his music hits, I will pop for it every time. I always do. Jesus!
Holy
Holy
what
crap!
the mother of God!
Wow! What a chair
I didn't think
shot.
they were allowed to do chair shots like that
Me
anymore.
neither. Holy crap! That was wild.
Oh, Jacob's eating super kicks for lunch.
That was a wild chair shot, though. I've never heard such a loud crack in such a long time. Adam, where were you like 5 minutes ago? He just walks out.
Yeah.
Stand back, guys. We're done here.
Yeah, you need to leave now.
Yeah,
You
you're
need
5
to
minutes
get
late.
out of here.
You're 5 minutes late.
Now he's throwing out the bloodline. Why ain't he throwing out Jimmy too? He should be like, listen, you don't belong here.
Right, get out.
Go back to the the blue bullshit
Go
with
back to
Nick.
SmackDown.
Yeah. Go, shine. I don't know. Just go to SmackDown and do something.
You do,
All right.
do something.
All right. So here's my thing. So here's what I think is going to happen. Here's what
All right,
I
here
think
we
this is all leading to. So we saw on Friday that Roman was standing up in the entranceway, kind of looking less than enthused about the brothers getting back together.
Right.
So I think that if we're going to get to a point where at WrestleMania next year we may not have The Rock. So
Right.
if we're thinking we may not have The Rock, what are we going to do? So who do you think is going to face Roman at Mania next year? In your opinion, right now, who do you think is going to face Roman?
Do I think that a face Roman?
Yeah, because Roman's got to have a match. It's going to be a big profile match. Do you think they're going to hold off like Roman and Sola for the Ula Fala till then, or what do you think is going to happen?
I mean,
Who do
I
you
can
think-
see them doing, making it, because again, even though it's not a belt,
Right.
what do we always say? The chase is always more fun than the win.
Yeah.
I think in this instance, him being a face, Reigns chasing the Ula Fala is more interesting and more enticing than him just outright winning the Ula Fala. So
Mhm.
you have them play it out until, say, a Mania 41 and have them back and forth. He can't get it. He gets so close. He touches it, but he loses it. They just keep growing and like evolving, and Sola keeps adding more henchmen in. Like, because I know they've already signed Hikuleo,
Right.
so he's gonna be coming back at some point. I know they probably will sign Zilla, I'm sure, at some point, bring him in.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just have this evolving new bloodline. Just keep pushing Reigns down and Reigns down and Reigns down. So finally they have their big comeuppance at Mania 41. That's an option.
Yeah. Is that what you see happening?
I don't. It's the only thing that I can envision right now, unless they run back Reigns versus Jay, even though it's been years since that feud's been over. But
no. So here's
there's so
what,
much story there.
No,
They
here's
could do Reigns
what
and
they're
Jay.
here's what I think they're doing. So they made a big deal out of like, they did the thing with Solo and Roman in the ring, and
Right.
Roman flipped out, and Solo's like, there it is. He's like, you never change.
Right.
So I think what's going to happen is Jay is going to help. Jay is going to help the original bloodline, and going to help Roman get the Ulafala back to take down
Right.
Solo and the new bloodline. And then I think Roman's going to change. I think Roman's going to go back to his old ways, and Jay is going to be like, you know what? Solo was right. You never change. And I think it's going to be Jay and Roman at Mania next year. I think that's what they're building right now, based on the moves that they've made. And I think Friday night is going to play right into that, where, Jay is going to bury the hatchet with Roman for the time being, because I think we're going to see a big bloodline war at Survivor Series.
Right.
But, I think that I think we're at a point now where we're starting to plant the seeds and build a little bit to kind of, again, plant the seeds to make that happen. Now,
Right.
we're going to have about a month's time after Crown Jewel is over to really build Survivor Series.
Yes.
So I think that's what's going to end up happening. I think we're going to see Jay get back involved, help their side, help Roman get that back, and then it's going to go to shit from there.
But so here's a question to you. If not Sammy, because they could easily pull Sammy in with Jay as my friend, he helped us for so long, yada yada. If not Sammy, who do you see, whether already in the company or maybe coming to the company, that could be that fourth spot for the OG bloodline?
I feel like whoever becomes that spot, I think they've got to be the person that comes back with
Heyman.
I think they've got to be coming back with Heyman, whoever it is. So I don't know. I have a feeling it's got to be somebody from the family. I don't see anybody from the outside coming in and getting involved, because I feel like
What if it was Brock?
Honestly,
Heyman comes out with Brock Lesnar, full circle, like back. Wise man and
possible. I don't know.
I'm hearing Adam yell.
Yeah.
What's he yelling about?
He's yelling at Nick for the
like
bloodline showing up.
I like the shirt Dom's wearing.
Oh, the Latin. Yeah,
yeah.
He had that on last week, I believe.
I don't know. You called it.
Damian Priest, I called it. That was my the first one I picked. Yep.
Good call, sir. Good call. You said either Damian or Finn, so
you got to be careful.
You got to be careful. Why don't you guys believe in me? Why does no one believe in me?
There's something on the back of that Latino cheat shirt. I got to see what it is.
That shirt, I might buy that shirt. No joke.
Ooh, but I know this has nothing to do with Raw, but I went to WWE Shop and they have fall styles, and on the front of the site they have a CM Punk hoodie that has just the two fists up.
Nice.
But they also have a long sleeve Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, and it's got a picture of him, and it says "Raising Hell since 1996."
Oh, nice.
And that's kind of cool
sick.
too. Yeah.
That's cool.
I need another hoodie, like I need another match between Sheamus and Ludwig
You have
Kaiser.
so many hoodies.
But I have so many hoodies, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know.
The hoodie
But-
collection is real.
Oh man, they have some really cool hoodies there. You should definitely go check out
See,
the site.
there's a reason why I don't, because I will buy them.
Because you buy everything.
There's a reason why I don't go on our site, because I will buy all of our.
So I'm
merch.
gonna
Just
so I'm
have
gonna tell you
all
what
of our
I'm gonna tell you
merchandise.
I'm gonna tell you what you do need to go look for,
Okay.
and I think you do need to buy because
Okay.
it's pretty freaking cool. If you go to the Fanatics website,
Hey,
oh, it's
that's where I got my cane from.
hang on, let me
I got
pull
this-
up the image
this is,
here.
This is the for you. Oh yeah, this is the classic cane, debut cane from In Your House. It was the Fanatics exclusive on the website. I had to buy.
Yeah,
it 'cause I'm a huge Kane fan.
let me. Oh, where'd it go?
And yes, I say I'm a huge Kane fan. Well, I'm not the biggest Glenn Jacobs fan, but I'm a huge Kane fan. Make that make sense? I don't know.
Well, maybe.
Mayor Kane, no. Wrestler Kane, yay.
All right, so this you can find on the Fanatics website or
Okay.
the WWE shop website as well. But you
Okay.
need to get this because this is pretty badass. Hang on, I gotta wait for it to upload.
I'm hanging. Oh, I'm hanging. Watching Ludwig Kaiser beat Sheamus up.
Mm.
Oh, I've
There it
seen
is.
that. Yes.
Yeah,
I've seen that. Yes.
Need to get that. That's freaking cool.
I was either gonna grab that or because of the cruise. They also have the Kane jersey, like not the jersey, the sports tank.
Yeah.
I've thought about buying that because then I could be like Beach Kane on the cruise. If I buy the mask, buy like the wig, just rock the Kane tank top with like I've seen they have like Kane leggings or Kane like long pants. I would do that. Just Beach Kane. Just yes.
Good Lord.
I thought about it because last year me and Nick thought about doing The Undertaker and Kane as our cosplay for last year's cruise, but we just never got around to it.
Yeah.
This year I'm struggling thinking about ordering a Kane mask, maybe the hair, maybe I just go bald Kane, who knows? And then buy the tank and like some shorts. Maybe buy some boots just to have the whole look. But
So WWE shop has just convinced me not to buy that Dom shirt.
Why? What is this on the back of it?
On the back it says,
is that why?
Yeah, on the back it says Daddy Dom.
Oh, well then you're out. You're
I'm out.
Nah, I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do
I'm
it.
done. It's over.
Can't. Nope. We
Nope.
can't do it. We're out.
Nope, I'm done. No, thank you.
No, thank you. No thanks.
Yeah. I need to find
not today.
I need to find some good Drew McIntyre gear because my wife would actually let me buy something.
Dude, all of his gear is pretty cool.
They have a hoodie on there. It's got it's a zip up, it's a charcoal gray, and in the corner on the front it's got the M with a cool looking emblem behind it, and on the back it says McIntyre, and it's got a picture of him holding the sword almost like coming out of a logo, and it says Claymore Country. And I'm like, that's super cool. And I do like they have like a blue Claymore Country t-shirt, which is like the blue tartan. So that's kind of cool.
Johnny says I would never wear a shirt that calls a guy daddy.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the support on that one because I would never do that either. Thumbs down.
Yes. Thumbs down.
Yeah. So So I've been trying to get and like so there my wife keeps talking about like things for Christmas and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
And one of the things that I've been talking about forever, and I think I'm going to tell her, like, if you get me something this year, this is the one thing I want you to get me, because
Right.
the conversation started over the weekend, because we were in another comic book shop, which I have another story to
Ooh.
tell you about probably next commercial break. But we're in this comic book shop, and I'm looking for so the Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe series on Netflix.
Right. Yes.
So they did season 1, and they did a prequel comic book called Masters of the Universe Revelations, which tells like a whole story of leading into that first season. So then they did another comic series called Masters of the Universe Revolutions, and it came out like a couple months ago. It's relatively new, but I'm not finding it in any comic book stores. So I know I'm going to have to order it online, because the only other place I'd probably find it is if I get back to the Secret Stash in Jersey.
Yes,
because I'm sure they'll have it. So, but I'll probably end up ordering it online. And my wife was like, "Well, listen," she's like, why don't you look it up online and find exactly what you want, and then maybe like your mom or I'll get it for you for Christmas. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. But the one thing I really want for Christmas, I have wanted to do 23andMe for a long time. Like I want to do the DNA testing. I want to find out. Because I want to know, like, okay, am I German? Should I be rooting for Gunther?
Right.
Is there any Scottish in me? Because if there's even like 1% Scottish or Irish, Sonia wants me to get a kilt. We have talked about this.
Okay, nice.
And I will rock that thing, like no kidding. So she wants me to get one because in Bethlehem, and this weekend we were in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, and they both have really good Irish stores where they have like real kilts, like a couple $100, like the real kilts. So
the expensive kind.
Yes. So we've talked about a kilt, so we'll see. But so we'll see what happens. But well, I'll tell you the comic book story because I'm not really interested in this match. So I was at the comic book store, and I was wearing my my Opinion City long sleeve. Right. And Sonia was wearing the Support Your Indie Wrestling podcast
shirt,
her long sleeve tee. And so there was a guy there that apparently I guess he must have been the owner, I'm assuming. Right. And so he says to me, he's like, well, I guess he saw Sonia's shirt and he was like, "Oh, you have a wrestling podcast?" And she's like, "Oh no, that's my husband." And of course, I didn't think about it at the time. I'm like, how does he know I have a wrestling podcast from seeing the back of my blank shirt? Right. Like, because it's blank on the back. And I'm like, how does he know that? And I didn't even think about her shirt until she said something later. But he was like, he's like, you have a wrestling podcast. And so I gave him a card, and he looked at the card and he's like, "Oh, I think you've had my friends on the show." And I'm like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "The Gray Brothers." And I'm like, "No, we haven't had them. But we know them." I'm like, I said, I live 10 minutes down the road from where PPW is. And I said, they're down there, frequently for that. And so he's like, they live right here. He's they're in the shop all the time. He's like, and they come because the back of the shop, like they do gaming stuff too. And the back of the shop, they actually have tabletop gaming sessions all the time. Like they were having a big thing when we were there. And he's like, one of them comes here and plays every week. He's like, one of them is like one of my go-to guys. He's like, so they actually go and like tabletop game there, and like they're at the store all the time. I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, because I have been thinking about, because I know there's a ton of wrestlers that are into gaming. Right. So I have been thinking about doing something with that where we, where I get some gamers or some gaming wrestlers on here to talk about gaming as well. Because you and I have discussed before some of the people that we know in the wrestling industry that are into gaming. So I think that would be kind of cool. And I think that gives us a whole nother thing to talk about with them, which I thought was kind of cool that like all of that all of that happened in us, just stopping in a comic book store, and like it all turned to that conversation. So there you have it.
Right.
That's my big comic book story.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
No, that's what. But I have a similar story in the fact that my buddy, supervisor, friend, all the above, messaged me the other day out of the blue and was like, "What's your podcast name again?" I was like, "Penny City." He was like, "Okay. Do you have a link?" I was like, "Why? Is who's asking?" I don't know if he said where he was, but he ran into apparently a local Jersey wrestler wherever he was, and just happened to mention our podcast. Hey, my friend has a podcast. It's a wrestling podcast. I tried to do some research on the guy,
Right.
but he's very hard to find.
Okay.
His name's Max Stevens, MAK.
Okay.
If you try to look him up, you will only find stuff from like 2020-21,
Mhm.
but like no official pages. I don't know if it's even still out there. But yeah, I just thought that it was funny that like he thought of me because he happened to run the wrestler. I was like, hey, I know someone has the podcast. You should go on this podcast.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it's fun just like having people shout you out for their, just because. I'm like, yay, it's because you care. Apparently, Johnny over here got his Manny Women's sign taken away on Wednesday.
Wow, that's weird.
And he was there.
Yeah, I did see something about that online.
He wasn't on the show, but he was on a dark match before the show.
Yeah.
He Manny Lemons wrestled a match on the dark show.
Yeah.
Or in the dark match, rather.
Yeah, that's really cool that he got that opportunity.
Yeah, I wonder why they removed the sign.
I don't know. Oh, here we go. Got some
more
getting Uzi in the back.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Sammy. Oh. That's got to sting a little bit. Because if you recall, Jimmy was the one that accepted Sammy first before Jay did.
I think Solo's worse. No, hang on a second, because Solo's not the one who mentally got your help for years.
Oh.
The one that made you jump through hoops every single week.
Sammy's got your back, Jay.
It's not like you're on Solo side. No, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not on anybody's side. Okay? I'm on your side. This isn't a lesser of two evils. You don't have to choose one or the other. You could just not get involved. Because it's not your fight anymore, Jay. This is not your fight anymore.
I mean, it's family, bro. It's family.
I just don't understand why you feel that. I just don't understand. You wouldn't understand.
Oh.
Because you're not family.
Oh, he said the thing. Callbacks. I love it. You're not family,
Yeah,
Oos.
But he was not wrong.
No, I mean he never really was. He was just honorary Oos.
So here's an interesting thought. I just want to throw this out there. So and I'm just watching the commercial here for NXT and seeing Bully Ray at Halloween Havoc and all that stuff. So here's a thought. So everybody has been trying to figure out what JBL's been doing.
He's been everywhere. He's been everywhere. Glory.
But he also just was announced as a part owner in AAA now. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
yeah. So
Oh, wow.
he's talking about like he's talking about how like they're gonna be everywhere. He's like, we're gonna make Mexico great again. He's like, we're going on this.
We're gonna make Mexico great again.
Yeah, but here's my thought though, because I think eventually this is going to somehow tie into the TNA NXT
Crossover thing?
because
Right.
AAA had a relationship with TNA.
Right.
They used to do like the World Cups and all those things, and
Yeah.
so I just get this feeling that I think somehow it's going to come out that Bully Ray and JBL are connected in all of this.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would make sense.
Yes.
In some way, it would make sense. They would make it make sense.
Yes. So you know what else would make sense?
What?
Going over to our YouTube channel and checking out some of the videos that we've got up there, including our brand new episode of Wrestling with Life, episode number 15, where we talked to Professor Bear of the Wrestling Society Network. That was a lot of fun. That was a great interview. Professor Bear grew up in a time when territories were still a thing, and we get some great territory stories. We've got a great Thunderbolt Patterson story that has an actual surprise ending to it, where Professor Bear has an actual connection to Thunderbolt Patterson, and just a great interview. So definitely go check that out, and of course check out our latest episode of Wrestling with, or I'm sorry, our latest episode of Opinion City, where we continue the LVAC month, and we talk to one half of Club Soda, Jeff Cannonball. And as I mentioned during the episode, listen, if you are playing Club Soda Bingo with us, you've got two of the three checked off. So go check out our interview with Jeff Cannonball. And we've got a special episode coming up this Thursday night at 8 o'clock. It is October 31st. It is the last day of the month. We are celebrating Halloween, and we are finishing up LVAC month, bringing back a returning guest who was on our show in audio form only, but is coming back now to finish off LVAC month with us. It's Avery Good, professional wrestler. Avery Good, professional commentator. Avery Good, head of the IWTV Championship Committee. There's so many things this guy does.
So many hats.
And at every single one of them,
and
he's the best.
Also,
the best.
Retired once, but has come back now twice.
Yes,
for OVAC Steel Stacks.
Made his return at Steel Stacks 3.
Not once, but twice.
So we will get into all of the Avery goodness as we have Avery Good, professional wrestler, joining us this Thursday night to wrap up LVAC month. We're super excited for that one. That one's going to be a lot of fun.
Indeed.
Yes, so we're super excited about that. So please go check out our previous videos, and go check out, make sure you're there Thursday night. So Johnny thinks that Sammy will be a part of the Survivor Series.
I'm under the same boat.
I disagree, because I don't think Jay's having any of it. I really don't.
There's still plenty of time to hash it out.
I don't know. They're having all these video packages where they're highly produced, and they're really cool and talking about things. And again, does nobody understand? This is a 2-hour show. It's no longer 3. Why can't you get that through your head? I want to see wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yes,
Do you think it's possible in the current world of wrestling that Gunther can surpass his IC reign as world champion?
No, I don't see it happening, because I think you had Roman's lengthy title reign. You had Gunther's lengthy title reign. and or title reign. And I honestly think that we are at a point now where we're getting away from lengthy title reigns. I don't,
Mhm.
because if you look at it, the only person that's still champion from 6 months ago at WrestleMania is Cody
Is
Rhodes.
Cody? Yeah,
And
right.
I don't think Cody Rhodes is making it to next year's Mania as the champion.
You don't think so?
I do not. No, I absolutely do not.
Brother Fluff's in the house.
Hey,
What's
hey,
up? He said I would have Rock be the last member of the OGs, enter last, and turn on the OGs.
So it's
Woo!
interesting that you bring
Hot
that
take.
up, because
take.
what have I been saying from the beginning? I've been saying that I think The Rock is secretly behind Solo, because remember,
Right.
Solo pretty much confirmed what I've been saying when
Right.
The Rock came back, and after the show, as he was going up the ramp, he said to somebody in the crowd, "It's all part of the plan."
Right.
I think The Rock has been behind this whole Solo thing, because I think The Rock is pissed at Roman Reigns. He's pissed
Right.
at Paul Heyman because they
Right.
left him high and dry at the end of Mania.
Right.
But I'm glad somebody else comes in and says The Rock is going to turn on the OGs. I
Right.
agree. I think The Rock is 100% behind all this Solo stuff.
Right.
Because we still, if I'm not mistaken, to this point, number one, there's two things we don't know. Number one, we don't know what The Rock handed to Cody before he left.
Right.
Okay, that's number one. But if I'm not mistaken, have we ever found out how Solo got the Ulafala to begin with? Did we ever get the definitive how he got that to begin with?
Well, I know the first part of that because they both confirmed it without confirming it.
But
That The Rock gave Cody back the watch that Cody gifted him, or all four of them. And
I've heard that, and I don't know if I believe it.
well, they both, like I said, without flat saying it, they both kind of hinted that that was what it was. There was the watch.
I think it's got to be more important than that, to be honest.
You would think that, but
by the way, not to get off this subject, but
no, you're good.
American Made is conspicuous by his absence. Chad Gable is not with American Made tonight.
Yes, no Gable.
Although I
do
will
love
say
Ivy's jacket is pretty cool.
Ivy's
vest.
jacket is super cool. I like the whole American Made presentation. I like the
Yes.
music. I like the outfits. I said this to Sonia when we were watching Raw from last week. I'm like, I absolutely love this stuff. Like, I think they're doing such a Solo bought it. What is wrong
I'm
with
saying
it?
that's what I was laughing at.
What is
That's
wrong with
laughing at,
you?
brother.
No,
Solo
no,
bought it from a pawn
no.
shop.
Get that off the screen. Solo bought it from
Bought
a
it from a
pawn
pawn
shop.
shop.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you
Listen,
imagine? Can you imagine?
listen. I looked up. No, because I looked up Ula Falas online, and they're practically impossible to get. You can't even buy them on Amazon. So no,
that would make
a
for a great
pawn
story,
shop.
though.
Listen, I don't. But here's the thing: I still don't think we know where he got it from.
No, that was never actually answered.
No, it was not.
He just had it on him when he
Yes.
came back
Correct.
and calling himself the tribal chief. He claimed that Reigns gave it to him, but obviously Reigns came back and was like, "Nah, that didn't happen. not how that works." Johnny says LWO for the win, but unfortunately for Zelina, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think she's just kind of there to get beat by Ivy now.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can just tell, and in that match you can kind of just tell. I'm not saying it's a
Yes.
good thing because I've always liked Zelina Vega, but she's just put in
Mhm.
that role so often. I feel bad for her because she's actually talented, but they just don't know what to do with her. So they're just like, "Hey, go with this group and lose a bunch of times."
Mhm.
No, so this isn't a tag match, Johnny. It's Ivy Nile versus
Yeah, it's Ivy Nile and Zelina Vega in a singles match.
Yeah, there's no tag match. No
Yeah.
tag match.
Nope.
This is just one-on-one women's, probably because, and if it's true, I can't wait. More Wyatt 6 shenanigans. I've been waiting a month for more.
I don't know. It's possible, but I feel like unless
If not Wyatt Six, then just Nikki.
And unless the Final Testament gets involved somehow, I don't know. Because I feel like they're the target now. Well, really,
Yeah.
I think the Miz is the target now. It's not. I think it's the fact that
Miz is
the Miz
now
is
involved with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is, but we'll see.
I mean, it would make sense because Miz betrayed R-Truth, and that was like his family. And Wyatt's all about you betraying your family and yada yada yada.
Exactly.
So Miz could have, Miz betraying Truth could be, what are you guys doing? Why?
Yeah, absolutely. That could be the catalyst. I see it happening.
I do too. I feel like once they're done with the Final Testament, then they should move to SmackDown, because then they'd have more stories to go to SmackDown once they're done with Miz or Final Testament or whatever.
I agree.
Because then once that's done, who do you have left? The Judgment Day? You could do that. You could have them face all of them, but then what?
Yeah, I don't. Pickings are getting slim on Raw.
Yeah. You had your big blow off with American Made. You have your big blow off with Final Testament.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, all right, let's go to SmackDown.
Yeah,
Plus, isn't the draft soon again already? I feel like they've already announced that they're going to do a draft already. Soon.
I don't remember seeing anything.
Soon. It was like soonish. Like maybe it wasn't like formally announced, but though I saw somewhere that like a draft is coming sooner than later.
I think there probably is one coming at some point, but
I just want a draft where when they say teams could split up, you actually split a team up and not just have them all together. The last like 4 years, I'm like, dude, don't tease me saying that and then don't do it. You can't say, oh, it's going to be a different draft this year. We're going to have, you might see it splitting up groups or teams. Oh, you never know. And then it's all the same.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I hated that. I'm like, Triple H, you teased me. This was a mean tease.
Yeah, that was not cool.
Because that would have been cool if, like, say you do a shock New Day split or a shock LWO split. And that's not as important. A shock Judgment Day split would have been even better. You could have had like Finn and Damien stay on Raw, and then you could have had like JD and Dom, all them go to Smack. Some sort of split that would like shock the ground waves.
Yeah.
Like I still love and vividly remember watching the first draft where it was like no one knew like for real where they were going. And when Taker got drafted, I just remember him getting up, being legit pissed, and walking away from the backstage. Like I just vividly remember him being like, I think he went from Raw to SmackDown. He was so mad. It was just like, that's what I miss. I miss that crap.
Yeah. I feel like, and this is a really good point here. I feel like if we're going to be resetting storylines, which we know WrestleMania is like the end and the beginning of new things. And,
right.
I feel like that's an appropriate time to do it, especially because like the Raw after WrestleMania used to be such a big deal.
Oh,
where
huge.
You'd see all the surprises. You'd see, I mean, that's where Paige first came up from NXT and won the women's world title, like things like that, And I think if you did that, where you say scheduled a draft for the week after WrestleMania every year,
right? Yep.
Had half the draft happen on Raw, half the draft happen on SmackDown. Or I still think there's a lot of steam behind doing a draft special on the network, like Peacock, and making it like the NFL draft and doing.
I would be down with that because then you still have your full wrestling show, and you can focus on the draft separately. That way, it's not interfering with your wrestling show.
Absolutely.
And then you could say that that the draft starts the following week. So you have this last week or whatever, and then next Monday night,
Mhm.
the draft's in effect. Whatever you want to do. Whoa, he's not.
When you left, he stepped up.
Ooh, ooh,
And you don't understand him.
drama.
And he talks. No, man. Some bad gonna happen if they cross paths. We just chill. I'm just gonna talk. You got my word.
Just want to talk, guys. I just want to talk. Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah. He's got one too many zippers on his shirt.
I was gonna say this is the most normal look for Rollins I've seen in quite some time. It's still Rollins, but it's the
yeah.
most normal I've seen him as
Yeah.
this version of Rollins.
Mhm.
The only difference is that it's blue, not
I'll agree with
black
that.
or whatever. It's just a
Well,
blue,
listen.
many zippered shirt.
If he really wanted to look normal, if he really wanted to be like a normal guy, then there's something he could do. He could go to Pro Wrestling Tees and he could
Okay.
buy the Wild LLC t-shirt, prowrestlingtees.com/Brian Ace.
That's
Get
good.
yourself the Wild LL t-shirt.
That's
But you could also get our merch as well.
Get our
Listen,
merch.
We have links down in the description below.
Bazinga.
We've got that beautiful Opinion City Wild LLC Let Us In logo,
Gorgeous.
which is just
gorgeous.
it's amazing. But that's not all we have.
We've got raw merch.
We've got raw merch as well.
Raw merch.
You can go get some raw merch. Get yourself a fanny pack. You know,
Don't sleep on the fanny packs.
no, you better believe that the fanny
Believe.
packs are killing it.
Yeah.
Fanny packs are back.
Get them fanny packs.
So, thoughts on Raw so far? We're just about at the 1 hour mark here, meaning we're halfway through a show.
Yeah.
Yay.
I love it. I mean, there's been a lot of rehashings so far this Raw.
Mhm.
I feel like we've rehashed Sheamus and Ludwig, number 1506. I was excited for Ivy Now versus Zelina Vega, and it was cool that Ivy won, and it was the clean win. No shenanigans. Yay.
Why at 6 either?
No. Well, you
I
made
mean, there's time yet.
Well, you made
But
your
as
point
we've
that
talked about, yeah.
it's more about the Miz and them than it is about
Sure.
Vega, and so it doesn't make
Sure.
sense that they would interfere in that match. It
Yeah.
would make more sense if they interfered where Miz
But will
or
will
Cross
we
is.
see the final testament is the question. Will we
That's-
see any,
that's- that's
because
fair.
we don't know. It's interesting to me. I'm surprised that they I would be interested to see what the number is on Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, how many
Right.
matches they've had now, because we just
No, I'm
had
serious because they have had
supposed-
a lot of
the
matches.
supposed final match between Andrade and Carmelo
Oh.
Hayes over on
Oh.
SmackDown, but we know that was their 7th or 8th match, so I'd be surprised. to see
Game 7.
ridiculous.
Game 7.
Yeah.
Again, it would have made more sense had they not beat each other twice, in a sense. Like Andrade won twice clean, over. Then they continue, and then Hayes was up twice clean. Again, over twice. Why are we still doing this?
No, what
Why
should
are we
have
still going?
no what should have happened is they should have had the triple threat between Andrade and LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes first. Okay. Then you
First.
have Andrade and Carmelo Hayes pin LA Knight in the match. So now we don't know who
At the same time?
United States champ. Yes. So now we don't know who the United States champion is. So then they could have had the best of 7 series for the United States Championship.
Right. That see that would have made it more fun.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
And
why
it
I
would have
should be
made more
booking Monday Night
sense.
Raw. Yes,
And why
I
would
should be
have-
booking
but
Monday Night Raw.
It would make more sense because it actually has a purpose. For the last 2 months, there's been no purpose other than hey, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. Let's find out. By having 7 matches that are kind of the same every time, just different winners. I don't know.
Looks like we're getting a 2-hour pre-show for the Crown Jewel
I saw that.
because we need 2 more hours.
Johnny
I
says,
will not be
I-
watching it live.
I know we don't talk about politics here. I will tell you I voted for WWE Hall of Famer. But what do you think about NXT moving to Wednesday night for the election?
Is that's what's happening? Am I unaware of that? Is that
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like NXT's moving to Wednesday night for the election.
I think that's smart. So
I think that makes sense.
I mean I would think that would be smart. You know, I don't know where they think they would get more of a challenge, be it election coverage or
Or
Dynamite.
AEW, right?
Yeah. So I'm not sure where they think they'd get more of a
I feel like they're thinking that the election will get much more press that
Maybe.
day than wrestling will.
Maybe.
So hey, let's just go over to Wednesday. Whatever.
yeah. Well, and with all the stuff that's been going on lately, maybe WWE doesn't want to have to talk about election stuff at all
Right.
because
Yeah,
you know
I mean, right.
Taker and Kane came out for Trump, Batista came out for Kamala Harris. If I'm not mistaken,
So did Foley.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Let me take a look at something.
I
need
watched
to
that video. I
research
watched
something.
the Batista video.
Yeah. I will specifically not get political on here just
No,
because
no.
I don't want to really get into that. But
No.
I think it's kind of I'm looking here to see because so Donald Trump did the Undertaker's podcast.
Yep. That I know. Yeah, that I knew.
So, like, I get it, but
But so am I. That's a side of me. That's a side of me that I put to bed a long time ago. I forgot about that side of me.
Did you though? Did you forget?
yeah. Oh, he forgot lots of things. Like, you know, once Buddy Murphy left, he forgot all kinds of things.
Right.
And I gotta be honest with you, Hershey. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. And this Saturday, Crown Jewel, Seth
Bronson. Hey, buddy.
Oh, there he is.
I like his shirt too. I like that blue. Where's Braun Strowman? He's on the Braun Strowman train somewhere.
Yeah, the one-legged Strowman.
One-legged Strowman train. He's out there somewhere.
So Bronson Reed currently has 3 T-shirts on WWE Shop.
Okay.
One of them says Big Bronson Reed, and it's got like city explosions and like helicopters in the background, which is really kind of cool. Then he has one that says Oz Villa, which is kind of cool too. It's like in a picture of him like with his hand like this. It's kind of cool. And then the one he's wearing right now says Big Bronson Reed in blue with the water, and it says tsunami at the bottom, which is kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, that one looks sick. That one I would grab. And it's Brawl time, round 2. Or 3 or 4, because last week they were everywhere. The whole night. Holy crap. Onto the roof of the car. Oh, jeez. I don't like this. I don't like where's this going. Someone's getting slammed on that car. Someone's getting slammed on the car.
I'm liking it.
It's Bronson. It's Bronson. That's how you do that. He's up. He's risen. He's risen. You can't kill him yet. Can't kill him yet. Damn. Another curb stomp through the table. Through the table. Oh, God. That's pretty good.
I love
That's
garbage
pretty
cans.
good. That's pretty good. Oh, no. He's going somewhere. Oh, damn. Adam's insane. If you watch both shows, it's like you see the calm, composed Nick Aldis and then the unhinged, screaming Adam Pearce. Like, it's two completely different manager styles on two different shows.
Yeah, Adam Pearce is a little over the top.
Adam Pearce is unhinged. And then you have like the very calm, cool, and collected Nick Aldis on SmackDown. Oh man.
Yeah, that was something. I find it. I don't know. This seems to be the thing with Bronson Reed now, where everybody is like, it's all about like the outside brawls and, you know, all these
The
crazy
extravagant spots.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Yeah, so I don't know. And you know, I know they're trying to make this whole thing about, you know, like trying to make Seth Rollins as much of a badass as Bronson Reed is. I don't know. I'm just not buying it. Like, I don't see Seth Rollins as a real as a real kind of I don't know, any kind of challenger for Bronson Reed. I don't even have the words for it because I don't.
There's no words.
Yeah.
There are no words.
So it's funny. So I used to listen to Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman did a podcast called Hollywood Babylon, where it was
Right.
all about Hollywood news, and they don't do it, like, they still do it now, but they don't do it as much as they used to do it. And but they had this segment on there called Exquisite Acting, where it was basically bad acting performances that have become so bad that they've gone all the way around again and come back to being like these amazing performances, because it's amazing how bad it is. And it's usually like, you know, some kind of actor, like, you know, on screen, like, supposed to be really excited, but instead of, like, you know, being really excited, they're like, rah, 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 rah,
right,
and they're like screaming. Like, that's what Adam Pearce reminded me of.
Isn't that like which one was it? In Harry Potter Goblet of Fire. In the book, it says, specific in the book, that he says very calmly, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" In the movie, he runs at him and screams at him.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's very much like that.
Of what it says in the book.
You know, it's like 90% of Nicolas Cage performances end up, you know, qualify for that. But yes,
so
Adam Pearce is just exquisitely bad.
I don't think he's doing a bad job. I think he's doing great.
There's no listen, you just got done saying, you know, how like calm and everything, you know, Nick Aldis is, and then you come to Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce is like, rah, 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 rah,
he's just unhinged. there's just two different styles. There's Nick is trying to compose things and take control of his show and does it calmly, whereas Adam has no control, so he has to go insane.
I'm sorry. Bronson Reed gave Seth Rollins a Death Valley driver through tables that we didn't even see because they were covered by black cloth. So I'm sure there was all kinds of padding under there, not to even overlook the fact that falling on top of them was bubble wrap, big things of bubble wrap. And he's there going, somebody get the medic, get the medic. You know, like somebody's face had gotten sought. Like it was that scene in Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark where that guy gets into the airplane blade. Yes. No, there's a scene where the guy, a plane comes going around and the guy gets right into the airplane blade. Here we go. Let's see if they show him yelling again.
Oh, they will. They will.
And don't forget to check out the bubble wrap.
I see it, but they kind of went in between the bubble wrap when they landed.
The bubble wrap's falling on top of them.
It was the after finish, the after soft.
No, there's no saving it.
I still thought that it looked cool. I don't care. Brother Fluff says if you want top-notch actor, you should go see Muppets on Ice.
I swear we need to stop talking about Muppets on Ice.
He keeps going back. I thought we've already established that it's not a real thing.
Oh, we did. We established that was not a thing.
It's not a thing.
No, and it wasn't Muppets on Ice. It was Muppet Babies on Ice, and that's what your brother went to see instead of doing Chillin with the Bros.
Right. Right.
And instead of a receding hairline, R-Truth has a receding cornrow. I mean, he really looked old last week. Really looked old.
Ooh. Make your choice.
Oh, he's gonna get jumped out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love it.
Truth. I will be right back.
It's all about me now. Has anybody figured out what the Free Otis t-shirt is about yet? Because I still don't know. Like, there's no point in wearing it anymore. Snow White and the Two Dorks. I like that. Holy crap. Love it.
That was amazing.
That was awesome.
That was amazing. That was actually pretty good.
That was really good.
The smack. Good luck with the Wyatts.
You gonna die.
Oh. Time for the finals. Who is it going to be? I hope it's Warriors.
I love that they're representing the LWO coming out to Ray's music and video.
Yeah, right,
instead of the
right.
actual LWO
Right,
video
right,
and music
right.
they have.
Yep. You know, because it's the Rey Mysterio. You know,
Listen. We don't need a crown
don't
jewel
need it.
title.
We don't need it.
The
We
Saudis
never
need a
needed
crown
one.
jewel
Yeah,
title.
they want
They
one.
need something.
We don't need it.
Want
We
want
don't
to
want it.
imagine that WWE is their own personal wrestling federation,
Right,
and that every
right.
time WWE goes over
Exactly.
there, that they do exactly what the Saudis want them to do.
Yep.
And they can book the shows and pay for who they want and get whatever wrestlers they want, and that's fine, you know, because I mean they do pay WWE $1 billion a year for shows.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Let's not forget the first show where they requested for Yokozuna, Ultimate Warrior, anyone who was not alive.
well, yes, but for $1 billion, could have faked it.
Right.
You know, I mean, we had a fake Diesel and a fake Razor Ramon. Why not a fake Yokozuna and a fake Ultimate Warrior? Would they really even know?
I mean, we already had a fake Warrior. Remember?
No.
Renegade.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the fake Warrior, or
That's like saying the War Raiders are fake Viking Raiders.
No, because that was the whole point of the character, was that it was
Ivar must have lost
to Warrior.
Ivar must have lost 795 pounds.
I don't know. That's a lot of weight.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just happy that their old theme's back, their old name's back, their old look is back.
Yeah, but you know what we need? Yeah, but you know what we need now?
What?
We need Sarah Logan back instead of Valhalla.
Oh, right.
And we need Sarah Logan to show up in the back somewhere and run into Liv Morgan. That's the confrontation we need to see.
Have a little callback to the Riot Squad.
Yes, because I missed the Riot Squad. I love the Riot Squad.
Me too.
Because I was a Ruby Riot fan before she even came to WWE, when she used to be Heidi Lovelace and Chikara.
Yep.
When they were last week on Raw, I think it was, when Chikara and Lash Legend were on TV. My wife didn't know anything about them. And quite honestly, I didn't know much about them either. But every time they were saying Chikara, my wife thought they were saying Chikara. And she's like,
right.
Like, they're saying Chikara. I'm like, no, they're not.
No, not like that.
No. Yes, the Snow White comment was funny. I did quite enjoy that as well. Snow White and the Two Dorks.
Snow White was funny. Brother Fluff says what's crazy is the Warrior was originally supposed to portray Big Van Vader in Japan.
Interesting.
That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. How would that work? It's not even the same physique.
Okay, so here's what and the Crack Research team has just connected me with some information about that.
Real quick.
So apparently this is a story that came from Dave Meltzer. And Dave Meltzer tells the story that New Japan Pro Wrestling had the idea of Big Van Vader for a while. They were going to bring in Jim Hellwig for the role, but he signed with WWE first. So they brought in Leon White at the request of Leon's trainer. He beat Antonio Inoki in his first match, and the rest is history. So apparently they had the idea for a Big Van Vader character, and
they thought that
the Ultimate
Warrior fit that character. That's crazy. You imagine that's wild. Seeing built as a brick shit house Warrior in under a mask and that huge elephant entrance thing that he had for a while. I love that thing. I love that the entrance, the giant elephant mask that had the smoke come out of his trunks or whatever it was.
So interestingly, during a Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast right after Vader passed away, Austin told the story that he said, I think if memory serves me correct, I think they originally wanted to give that gimmick to the Ultimate Warrior, who I think passed it up. So Warrior may have passed up the gimmick to go and sign with WWE. That's a crazy story.
That actually is kind of wild.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Have you seen the new Persona cards they're adding to WWE 2K24?
Not yet. I actually just threw on the game the other day just to see all the DLCs. I haven't updated yet.
So there
And then I thought
is.
about getting the Wyatt DLC, but I'm gonna wait.
I have not. Yeah, I have not gotten that yet either. But they are. I guess it was the story was broke by what's the status, and apparently they are going to have. It's called. They're doing a new. I guess I don't know if it's a live event or a pack or something.
Okay.
But they're doing. Let me find it here. So they're going to be alter ego unlockables. So
Okay.
basically, it is different wrestlers are going to be. There's an alter ego cosmetics content that's coming out, and they're going to have the following people portraying. So CM Punk and the render. He already posted the render, but CM Punk is portraying Roddy Piper.
Okay.
They're doing a Kevin Owens as Stone Cold Steve Austin, complete with the
Okay.
bald cap and everything.
Okay.
We're doing Rhea Ripley as Triple H, which apparently she did at some NXT show.
Okay.
They're going to do Shawn Michaels as Hulk Hogan, as we all
Okay.
remember.
Right.
And then they're going to do The Undertaker as Shawn Michaels. So those are going to be Persona cards.
Sure.
In the game. I'm a little pissed off about Persona cards, and I have been for a long time, because it's not just like,
Are they not easy to get?
No, they are not. Persona cards. So the way that Persona cards work, there's two ways that they work. So
Okay.
some Persona cards you have to gain objects in the game. So for example, if you are getting a Randy Orton Persona card, there will be 5 different Randy Orton objects that you have to get in the game from packs or whatever. And once you get
Right.
those 5, you can get the Persona card. The other way to get Persona cards is to beat certain objectives in various live events.
Right.
But the problem is to get to get what you need to get in the live events, you've got to have certain cards. Like you have to have a certain card to play that live event, but to get that card, you've got to buy all kinds of packs, and so it's a gigantic money grab. And if it was just a money thing where they said, okay, so like we're putting out these 2 or 3 Persona cards and it's $10,
right?
Okay, I'd buy those Persona cards. Like,
right.
But it's not. It's a lot more expensive to get. I think the one Persona card, somebody estimated that it cost like hundreds of dollars to buy everything you needed to buy to get what you needed to get the Persona card. And I think it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
If they just did, first off, I have a problem with them charging $10 for DLC. I can understand like the Wyatt pack. I can understand the Wyatt pack being $10 DLC for anybody that has the standard edition of the game.
Right.
If you bought 40 years of WrestleMania and you got the
season pass.
The season pass.
Right, yeah. Then
I don't see why you should have to pay for that.
No.
I don't
agree.
think that's unreasonable to ask for, because you could give those, because look what they like, you could get those if you had the standard edition of the game. You could buy those things for $10, and I'm sure they'd make plenty of money off of people who just had like the standard edition.
Yeah.
But to charge people who have already paid $100 for the game, and then to charge them on top of that, I don't like that. However, the Persona cards, I would be okay with most of them if they just put them out as DLC and charge for them. I would probably still, I would buy some of them.
Yeah. I'm in the very, very minute minority here. I know I am, and I've been saying it for years. My 2K20 game, because I bought the SmackDown. I think that year it was this SmackDown edition. That was the big deluxe edition of 2K20. Mine didn't have these so-called glitches that everyone claimed their games had. I had no glitches. My game worked just fine. I'm sure it still does work fine. So I was like, I don't know why everyone's saying this game is so bad. And what I thought was kind of fun, most people crapped down, was that their DLCs were like these fun alternative characters of the wrestlers, not like new wrestlers. Mind you, I
Right.
get why people were mad that they weren't new wrestlers, but also to my eyes, I was like, this is kind of fun. I get to see like different versions of these wrestlers and like different like not wrestling world stuff. I thought it was different and cool. But yeah, I think
I enjoyed 2K20. I liked it. The problem was I had a lot of the issues, and most of the issues that I had though had to do with like content creation, downloading content creation. Those were where I had the problems where like I would try to download something and in the middle of the download of the wrestler, like the game would shut down.
Right.
Like, and it was a consistent issue. There were problems at times connecting to the online creations. Like, and for me, that ruined the whole thing.
Well, yeah.
I actually ended up, and I will tell you, it was not easy to do. I actually ended up selling my copy of 2K20, and I ended up buying 2K19 again and going back and playing 2K19. But it took me forever to find 2K19. Like, that was not easy to find. It was because at that point, like, I think a lot of people had been doing that, and it was not easy to find. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I went back, started playing 19 again.
I mean, going back and playing those two back to back, 19 is the better game, hands down.
19 was really good. Now,
but I just don't think 2K20 deserves as much flack as it has gotten over the years. Is it a great game? No. Is it a bad game? Not really. It's an okay game at best, but it's not like the worst game that ever existed.
No,
I have played much worse games than that game.
No, but I think it wasn't. I don't think it was. I don't think it was up to the standards of a 2K game. I think that it was, and I think that there was enough issues where when you saw like 2K22, like when they skipped 21, it was night and day. So if you look at 2K20 by itself, sure, it's not that bad. If you compare it to how things changed to 22 and where we're at now, I feel like it's vastly inferior to what we ended up getting. Now, I think now I know, like, I buy the game every year.
Same.
I average 1 or 2 video games a year. I don't buy games at full price. I will, if there's games I want to play, I will wait until Black Friday, and I will find games that I want to play on Black Friday. However, you know, my wife knows, like, 2K is my thing. Like, the wrestling game comes out every year. That's what I'm going to buy. So I'm going to buy 2K25, I'm sure. But I will say 2K24 is about as perfect a game as I'm going to ever get.
It's my favorite. Yeah, it's so
I'm going to continue to play it forever. It's on my
it's
because it's not like it was a physical disc, because I bought the 40 Years of WrestleMania version. I had to buy the digital download to get that version. But that version also has all 3 WrestleMania arenas for the WrestleManias I've been to. And this is the first game where we've ever gotten a current WrestleMania in that year's game. You've always had to wait until the next year. That
was a cool little thing that they
was
did to it. That was cool that they
listen, for as much as people like initially shit on the WrestleMania 40 arena, the WrestleMania 40 stage was freaking awesome. Like, it was cool. It was different.
Sick.
The shit they did with it. Yo, see Henry in the house.
See Henry.
Hold on, buddy. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, good to see you. We're discussing some 2K24 at the moment. But I really did. I thought the arena was great, and honestly, I love playing the wrestlers that were not on the card at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
But I do like that they gave us both the night and day arenas as well. Like,
that was cool.
The outdoor arenas need day and night.
I think that would be my only thing to improve on or utilize more. Instead of like maybe changing the model a bit. Instead of doing like every 2 months we get DLC, right? Instead of it, maybe treat it like how AEW treated Fight Forever, in that you just do live updates where you you get wrestlers added into it, or an arena added into it on the next patch and the next patch. Instead of just giving us DLCs, give us some freebies here and there. Here's a free arena. Here's a free skin. Here's a free,
Sure,
just
I could
have,
see that.
like live updates instead of it just being like, hey, you have to wait
But
3
I
months for this DLC.
I also think that instead of doing a new game every year, do a new game every 2 years, and just do DLC updates. Like instead of paying for a whole brand new game, I'd be okay over the course of like the next 2 years. Even if even if they had season passes, but they had multiple season passes,
right?
Like in 6 months, 8 months, I'd be okay paying another $25 for a season pack if it got me like 5 DLCs. Like seriously. They could change the model up. I don't think they have to do a new game every year, because some years we don't see enough of a difference between,
right.
Yeah. But I do kind of like that they're starting to get to the point where some of their updates are making changes to the game or updating characters like Dijak when they completely changed his entrance, things like that.
Chimichanga. I love your name.
Yeah.
First of
all, thanks for joining us.
I love your name.
I hope you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. I hope you're going to hang out and stick around with us. But
Do it.
I'm a little confused about your question here.
Why is Ricochet bald?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
I think that was a choice.
Maybe
I think that was a choice.
I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know.
But yes, thanks for stopping in and checking us out tonight. Again, be sure to check out everything we're doing on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss anything, because we got lots of stuff going on.
All the stuff.
Yeah, I do many of the stuffs.
many
of the stuffs are happening. Yes. It is quite the stuffs and things. That's exactly how I would put it at this point.
So, if you could improve one thing about 2K24, even though it's damn near perfect, what would it be?
Oh, that is a really good question. What would I improve? So for me, I think it's at the point now where some of the creation options have gotten a little stale for me. So I really I think that number one for me is the arena creation suite. I don't think that the arena creation suite has seen enough of a change. Plus, I think that if we're doing the arena creation suites, I think what they need to add into it is being able to, just like you can take current WWE championships and edit them, or you can take current superstars and edit them, I think you should be able to take the base arenas in the game and edit them. So for example, if I wanted to take the current Monday Night Raw arena, that is the current Monday Night Raw arena in the game, and I wanted to put NXT graphics on it, I can't do that.
Right.
So I think that's number one. Plus, I think they need more options, especially for creating an arena. The standard like the base models that you can use, where it has like NXT 02 or the backlash things with the swinging hooks, and I think they need some new ones. I think they need to add some more stuff to it. I think there are some different stage types and arena types that they could add to it. So I feel like that's gotten stale. The other thing I think that is really stale, really bothers me, and the fact that I don't think it has been updated in a long time, is the entrances for tag teams and the entrances for trios. I feel like they are sorely lacking. That really upsets me, because you can do all these amazing things to make your created wrestlers and their singles entrances, but if you're doing a tag team, you're sort of very limited. But I think, now that I really think about it, in addition to all those things, if I had to pick one single thing, because like that was a lot of stuff, but if I had to pick
that
one
was a lot
single
of stuff.
thing, well, those are some of the things that I've been like annoyed with for a couple of years now. But
right.
if there was one single thing I would want to change, I would want them to bring back the ability to put your own theme music in.
Oh, absolutely. 100,000%.
Being able to
loved that.
because I had
Loved.
like the 2Ks back when I had Xbox 360, and you could rip CDs to your hard drive on Xbox 360 and then use them in the game.
Yeah, I think
the best.
To this day, my Xbox has like hundreds of songs just because I had so many songs for all the games.
But you can't do anything. You can't use them in the game anymore. Another thing I think would be helpful is that War Raiders get the win.
Yep, that's right. That's
they
right.
They should be new tag champs. Let's hope.
Yes, I agree.
So one of the other things that has always bothered me that they've never added support for, PlayStations and Xboxes alike have the ability to connect keyboards and mouses.
Oh,
so
right.
Why can you not use a keyboard to type in the game? For example, when you're searching online community creations, or you're typing in names for you're typing in it, you have to use the on-screen keyboard. You can't type.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So I've always been shocked that they've never added that.
Right.
Just some things I think could down the line make the games a little bit better from a standpoint. Plus, and this is another one I just thought of. So they added it this year. Oh, they've added it this year in one of the updates where you can you have different ring announcers, and now when you pick a show in the options, you can pick which ring announcer you want.
Yes,
they should do that with commentary teams. You should have the Raw commentary team, the SmackDown commentary team, the NXT commentary team,
right?
And you should be able to pick which commentary team you want on, even if they don't let you pick.
Right.
When playing the different shows, you should have the different commentary teams. The SmackDown team on SmackDown, like it would not be that much, because recording commentary, it's not going to be that. It's not like recording all the adding someone like Ricochet to the game and having to record all the mocap.
Right.
It's not that complicated.
Right.
So again, that would be another I think enhancement to the game that would make the overall presentation much better.
Like even going back to the older games, I used to love being able to pick my referee.
Oh yeah. Well, now you can do that too. You can't pick. I don't think you can pick you can pick referees for created shows.
I think you can still pick a referee for your match, though. No?
I don't think so. So, well, I'll wait till this is over, but there's something else I noticed in the game, too, just recently.
Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, I love Cross's anger, dude. Jesus. Oh my God. He said that was perfect. That was the great delivery. Or I'm going to break your legs.
I just want to say that bullying's not cool.
Bullying's not. No, bullying is not cool.
So the other thing I noticed in the game, and this is something really, I don't know, something bizarre that I noticed that I could not believe you couldn't do. So if I'm in universe mode,
okay.
Let's say that I want to create my own show and create my own pay-per-views.
Right.
So if let's take 1 month of Raws and SmackDowns and there's one pay-per-view.
Right.
So I change Raw, I change SmackDown to whatever I want. If I go into the pay-per-view and import a show, I can change the pay-per-view. If I delete that pay-per-view from that month, there is no option to add a pay-per-view show. There's only
really?
options to add a minor show or a major show, like an NXT or a Raw, but there's no options to add a pay-per-view because a major show you can't, like, if you go in and edit pay-per-views, there's more options than if you were editing a major show, but you don't get those options. You can't add a pay-per-view after you've deleted them. So I think that's really weird.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, I just thought that was really weird. And I'm like,
That
of
is
all
odd.
the things that people like complain about universe mode,
Right.
I don't know. I think the presentation on GM mode could be a little better as well. I'm not necessarily a big fan of GM mode. I have a hard time getting into it, and I really feel like I'd like to get into it, but
It's
because
it's
I don't know.
It's fun, but it's hard because
Yeah.
like it's not as easy as you think because it literally goes off of what you build and what matches you make, and
Right.
if the crowd isn't into it, guess what? You ain't getting paid, and it's gonna be harder to do the next show, and it's hard to find out what your audience wants.
Yeah.
In a way, because
I
you
think
have to kind of start from scratch. It's hard.
I think
hard.
it's not very intuitive for single players. I think if you're someone like when Xavier Woods and
Breeze do it.
Yeah, and Breeze do it. They're competing against each other.
Right.
So they're each doing a show and they're competing to see. So I think in that respect, it's probably a lot more fun than it is if you're just
kind of like versing yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's because you never do as well as the computer shows do.
Right.
Like you never do as well.
Never. Yeah.
And I think it needs to make more sense sometimes because like you have all these different GMs you can pick that have all these different bonuses and I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I think there's got to be some tailoring to it to make it more single player friendly.
Right.
Because I do feel like when they do it, like one-on-one, I think that's a lot more fun. If I was playing against somebody, I might be more interested in the game itself.
Right. That's fair.
But
that's fair.
Yeah. So there you have it. Well, we're at the main event already.
Well, it sounds like this is going to be a short main event because they're going to make a Wyatt 6 thing be the last part of the ending part of the show with.
I guess I guess so, unless
Miz trying to find
Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the game is great. I think if I were to remove one thing, it would just be to take out my faction mode. I was never a fan to begin with. I've tried playing it. It's fun at times, but I'm not putting all this money into a game I already bought. So unless my faction was free and easy to play, I could earn free rewards and fun rewards without paying an arm and a leg for those rewards. I don't see a point in my faction. I'm not spending money on a game I had spent 100 hours on.
Well, I feel like the game is too much. Like the my faction mode is too much work with not enough reward. Because if I don't like my faction already and I'm grinding through my faction to get stuff for my faction, that's kind of pointless to me. If I was grinding to get stuff for the rest of the game, I would be okay with that. Like I feel like things that are in my faction should carry over to the rest of the modes. And because they don't, I think for me, that's where like I kind of fall out of it.
And if I really wanted to play a card game, I would just go on my phone and play Supercard. Done.
Yeah, and I got I got out of Supercard because of all the like, when they expanded it and all of the extra stuff. Like, I don't want to do all that extra stuff. I just want to play the card game. Like, I don't want to be involved in all this other crap. So I don't know. Supercard got way too complicated for me.
It's crazy. When it first came out, I was so into it that I was a part of a team, and like I spoke to like one of the guys. I think his name was Steve regularly
Yeah.
about the game and about our team.
Mhm.
To the point where I got his number and we were actually like kind of friends for a while.
Oh yeah.
I think I still have his number, but we haven't spoken in him forever.
Mhm.
But like I was so into the team, like I would have it timed out too because I'm not paying for anything, but
Right.
everything's timed. So if you were in a war, after an hour, you can like
Right. Right. I remember those days.
give you guys health, So
Yeah.
I would always time it, give my guys health. That way I could win all the team. I was really into like go team, like let's do this,
Yeah. Right.
like a good 6-7 months. I was like, yeah, team, we're doing it, getting all these cool cards, yeah. Like I was so
Right.
into it
Right.
now, and then I just fizzed it out. I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It just it got to be way too much, and I was like, I just it got to be less fun and more work, and I
Right,
just wasn't
yeah.
into that.
It
Just
was
wasn't
definitely
doing
a
it.
grind for sure. Like that was the game that you grinded on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You put
And like I
hours
said,
in.
it was fun. It was fun for a while. Oh yeah, I used to play that thing like crazy, but it just I don't know. Like I said, it got kind of too complicated after a while. It wasn't fun anymore.
Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh no. Oh, the deceit. The deceit. The deceit. The lies. The slander. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Wow, I did
Oh,
not
boy.
see that coming at
Me
all.
neither. Me
Oh,
neither.
crap. Wow.
That was huge.
Man,
Holy crap.
that was
Oh.
you know what that wasn't? That wasn't very Usi.
No, not at all.
No.
Quite the
That was
opposite of
like
Lucy.
yeah. That was like grossy. I don't know. That was oof.
That was the betrayal.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. So let's see. What can we call that?
What do we call that?
Well,
What do we call that?
I don't know. That's like goosey. I don't know.
Goosey.
No, sushi. No, I don't know. Okay.
Sushi.
That was oh boy, you see. Oh boy. Wow. That was terrible. Oh man. Wow. What was he doing out there? Like, good Lord. Man, I did not see that coming at all.
Making a deal with the devil.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I would let what I would love to see happen. I would love to see
Sammy on their side for the 4 games match instead of on the OG
well,
side.
Yes and no, but I want to see if they're gonna do this and they're gonna turn Sammy heel. Let's get a Sammy and heel. Let's get a Sammy and Kevin Owens heel team.
Oh right,
because we've never had the two of them heel together. Because it's always
that's not true. Always we definitely have
both heels. I don't think so.
Yes, definitely, absolutely. No. I definitely remember them being a heel team together multiple times in the early beginnings, even maybe in between, but definitely remember them being heels together. Even if it was Owens against his will. I feel like anytime they were a team before this recent run, they were heels almost every time. There I am.
When you're in a matchup like this, it's make or break your dreams.
Oh, poor Dom. Oh, no bueno.
Dominic able to turn things around and send Damien into that post. This is Buck. That's up. Brock the toe. For the ropes. Finally buys himself an opportunity.
Another ad break. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, why not get that commercial in during,
These old figures so bad because I just love the old look of them. Not the new ones, the old ones.
Mhm.
Because I know that they're making a whole new line of like the old looking figures. And I want all the old looking figures because they're cool as hell. I used to have all of the ones that like barely moved.
Yeah, I had a bunch of those. Had a bunch of those. Like,
Do you remember the ones
classic-
that sweat? I used to have those. It was like you put water in the back of it and then you like squeezed it and it looked like they sweat.
Oh
the-
yeah. There was one I had that was like there was a Stone Cold Steve Austin one, and they were like over exaggerated. They were like really like muscly and stuff.
Yeah, they were like super muscly.
Yeah.
And like I said, you put like water in the back of them, and I don't know if you like squeeze their legs or if there's a button, but you hit something. And all of a
Yeah,
sudden
I think there
it
was.
pours out of their head.
I think there was a button, if I remember correctly.
I used to have
Yeah.
them. I used to have the ones that were like each figure did their special move, so they would either have like a power bomb arm move or like a punch arm move, where you can make them do like their move real quick.
Yeah.
I used to have the stage. I used to have the entrance ramp. I used to have the ring. I think I used to have the stage where if you put certain figures on the stage, it would play that person's song.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I remember that. I forget I forget what that was called, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you had to buy certain figures, and like there would be like a magnet that you would put over the stage, and it would play that person's song and like entrance theme and like the video and stuff. It was cool.
Yeah.
I think I even had the one where you have the cane that you can unmask, and
yeah,
like you could take his mask off and put it back on, and then I was like, that's so cool.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, they used to do all kinds of crazy stuff with the.
I just saw it, but it's so expensive. They released a Kane, the Undertaker figure when the Undertaker was Kane. It has 2 different sets of masks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Henry, I forgot about Lillian Garcia. I'm not gonna lie. I knew that she was there, but I've just forgotten that her voice is there. So I haven't really. I know last week she had some flubs, but whatever. It's your first time back in a while. I get it, but I haven't really paid attention to her this time to hear if she made any mess ups or she's good this time. I don't know.
I mean, I thought she was pretty good. I didn't have any issues. I know she had that one in the beginning that was kind of
she had the one, but that was about it.
But other than that, I thought I thought she did a really good job. I thought it was really interesting. Having her back, because I feel like it's kind of weird. It's like, if you had like, I don't know, it's two different eras of wrestling coming together. So
yeah, it's a little crossover, if you will, of the past and present.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just weird to me too, because like if you remember, like a few weeks back, you had that moment where Lillian endorses Samantha as the announcer,
Mhm.
and then she just leaves, and now Lillian's back. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
whole thing, like she was like passing the baton. Oh, Samantha's great, she's the best, and now I'm back.
Mhm.
Now I'm
Yeah.
here. I mean, I think once she finds her groove, she'll be like no time has passed at all.
Sure. Sure.
She'll be back to her normal groove, doing her thing. But from what I'm hearing, this is not a permanent thing. It will be for an extended amount of time, but they are working on finding a replacement for Samantha, while Lillian's here in the meantime for an extended period of time until they find that person.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she did a good job. I think that I don't know. I think it was there was a lot of talk about like, oh, she was trying to sound like Samantha Irvin, and I didn't hear it. I didn't think she I thought she did a great job.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Again, I thought she did a great job. I've always been a fan of hers.
Oh yeah.
So
She was like the voice of my generation. Like the whole '90s was like, it was all Lillian Garcia. Like I grew up on the Fink and Garcia. Like that was my two voices.
Sure.
Howard the Fink, Lillian Garcia, and then I don't remember his name, but the one who always did Edge's name really funny.
Oh yeah, Tony Chimmel.
There you go. Thank you, Tony Chimmel. I liked him too for a while. He was good. Oh, and he got the win. Oh.
Unbelievable. Well, I hope he gets absolutely smoked by Gunther.
Oh, he's going to. Get slammed. Wow, no one saved Dom. Not one person came in there to save Dom.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. I wouldn't have either.
What a group.
Well, it's called the Judgment Day. Don't get mad at them because they're judging Dom.
Not one of them saved him. Not one.
Oh, he's not done.
He's not, and they're not doing a damn thing about it. Where's Finn? Where's JD?
Liv was trying to get in there, and Raquel's grabbing hold of her.
I know what's going on. Poor
man,
Dom.
he is taking some chair shots. Damn.
Jesus. Jeez. He isn't done yet. He ain't done yet. He is not done yet. This man's on business right now.
We better hurry up. He's not leaving Miz much time.
I don't know if Miz is going to have time. I think that was a tease for next week. Unless they have some, overrun, But honestly, I'm enjoying this more. Oh, there's Carlito. And he's dead. Oh, so good. It's so good. Beat them all up. Beat them all up. Oh. Oh. You were so concerned you would be in there saving him. Clearly not. If that isn't signs of a crack in the armor, that them not saving him, them not helping him. Starting to have doubts, starting to see some chinks in the armor here. This new Judgment Day, or at least with Dom, anyway.
Well, and then they're probably going to lose the tag titles too. Let's hope. So
let's hope. Right.
Well, come on. We all want the War Raiders.
I mean, come
to
on, we
win
do.
The tag titles.
War Raiders. Yeah, see? Next week.
Well,
Dom gets
there you have it.
destroyed to end Raw. Love
There's
it.
Love it. Another Monday Night Raw in the books. It's not a bad show.
Nope, not bad.
I kind of like the 2-hour shows, but I kind of don't, because I feel like we're getting not as many storylines as we did before because there's not enough time. I feel like some of these video packages really need to cut down, because
I think that's their biggest problem, is that I've always enjoyed the 2-hour frame, but I think they need to at least for Raw refine their groove and realizing, hey, we should do 2 hours of show, not 2 hours of recap.
Well, I think they're just biding their
out.
time till January. I don't think they're in any real concern right now, just kind of biding their time.
Yeah, they're just doing their thing until it's time, and then they'll do the big
so-
switch. I mean, from what I've been hearing, this first Raw is going to be the biggest Raw. Like, they're really putting this Raw to be like the biggest Raw.
Yeah, it's gonna
ever.
be ridiculous. So, yeah. So with that in mind, that is another Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Chilling with the OC. Thanks for joining us, everyone who did join us. Don't forget, head over to our YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our latest episode of Wrestling with Life with Professor Bear from the Wrestling Society Network. Make sure you go check out their website as well and their app. You can also see our latest episode of Opinion City with Jeff Cannonball, one half of Club Soda. And then, of course, do not forget, this Thursday night at 8 o'clock, we have a special episode wrapping up LVAC month. We are going to celebrate Halloween and talk some LVAC with every good professional wrestler. He is the best. So with that, I'm King Ralph. He's Parma Sean. This has been another Chillin' with the OC. Don't forget, Friday night, there could be one bro, two bros, many bros. Who knows? It's what it is, whatever it is. It's Chillin' with the Bros for Friday Night SmackDown. So be sure to join Sean and who knows who else.
Whoever.
So with that,
whatever,
guys,
God, I don't know.
That's right. So whoever shows up, and that's that. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.